What's up, real ones? And I have no idea why this happened, but for some reason my TikTok all of a sudden started showing me video clips of a trend of women doing something they call catching print. And if you're wondering what the hell is catching print, let me tell you, let me summarize it real quickly. It's women staring at men's bulges and trying to figure out how big they are. And they judge how big they are just like bra sizes. So if they think you're small, they'll say you're an A cup. If they think you're large and in charge, then they'll say you're a D cup. But the whole thing about this trend is, all this trend is proving and all it's showing is that women still don't understand that men are different from women, that we're wired differently, and we don't think like them. Women tend to believe that whatever upsets them emotionally will upset a man too if roles were reversed. And the only reason why I think they do that is because they want to assume that the way they feel makes sense, that it's logical and that it's rational, and that anybody would feel just as upset as they would. And it's just not the case. Women do things that men don't understand all the time. Women get upset at things that men don't understand all the time. But the one thing we understand, the one thing that we get, is the reason why they're upset about something we don't understand is because they're a woman. Men are very aware that women are hyper emotional people. It's just the way women are wired. They are not men. Men are wired different. Our perception of the world is different. And it's just the way it is. And it still blows my mind to this day that women don't understand that. It seems very simple and very logical, but at the same time, I guess I should know they don't understand that because they're women. So anyways, let's get into these clips of women's perception of what catching print means to society and how it affects men. So you already know. Let's view it.
And this is what y'all get, and no, I don't feel bad, not even a little bit. Y'all didn't care when it was girls 15, 14, 12 getting hit on by old ass men. Y'all didn't care when the boys were coming up calling us flat and all this other shit, objectifying us. So yes, now we will be doing print checks, up and down, yes, correct. And don't get sad when we say, yeah, your shit's A tier, your shit's B tier. Because when it was our bodies and us being objectified as women, y'all didn't give a shit. So yes, I will be checking prints from now on. And ladies, if you don't know how to check a print, I'm gonna tag the guy down below. Happy checking!
So you see right there, she's coming from the perspective, like, take that, men. How do you like it? How do you like being objectified? Let me tell her right now, we don't care. We don't care. If you want to stare at our bulges and judge us off of it, and I guess choose if you're going to date a man off of it, go ahead. But let me tell you this, ladies, the one thing men know and that will never change is that we all know that bad sex and penis size is not the thing that you guys care about most. It's our bank account size. A big bank account will override a small PP and bad intercourse any day. It's been that way since forever. Since men and women have been men and women, the bank account will always be priority over PP size. But now you guys want to act like it's everything and what you're going to choose a man over. Okay. Next time I see a 40-year-old pop belly, small PP dude with a 25-year-old looking model, I'm going to assume it's not because he has a lot of money in his bank account. And one more point, women have been judging who their partners are off of their money for a long time. So it's always been a superficial reason women choose men in the first place. Why do you think we're going to care now? Because I guess you want to make the priority our PP size?
Okay, I'm a little late to the party, but I just got caught up. I didn't know what catching print was. I had to look it up. Y'all, this is the closest thing that we have to what women experience every day, constantly, and no matter where we go. Go to the mailbox, I go to the grocery store, and there's always somehow a man just looking at me, you know what I mean? How? The men are so uncomfortable. Without the threat of violence, mind you, like, we're not a threat. And they're so uncomfortable. It doesn't feel good, does it? To be objectified and gauged on a scale. We've been dealing with this since we were children from y'all. You know, matriarchy is rising, and this is just another sign.
First off, again, who is telling their men are uncomfortable? What man is saying this? I haven't seen any videos posted of men saying, I'm uncomfortable. Stop looking at me. Stop catching my print. It's my print. Only mine. There's no man that gives a damn. Secondly, this is not new. Just because you guys are so slow that you actually think you thought of a new idea to look at a man's bulge. Do you know how insulting that is to your mama and your grandmother? Possibly your great grandmother if she's still around. That they are so stupid that they never thought of looking at a man's bulge and going, damn, that looks big. Or where is it at? Really? Really? And then on top of it, you think that men think that you never were looking and you just started looking. How slow can you possibly be? These women make all women seem slow. If you're supporting this, if you're supporting their ideas, you're just as slow because it's retarded. It makes no sense. And the only reason why all these women think men are upset or uncomfortable is because another woman is telling them men are upset and uncomfortable. Not because it's coming from a man, because I tell you right now, we don't give a damn. Secondly, it's not the same thing because I'm not saying if women covered up more that men wouldn't look. Men are still gonna look, just like women are still gonna look. But the biggest difference is you guys put your butt and boobs and stomach on display for us to look at. You objectify yourself, and then when we enjoy what you're putting out there for us to look at, you say we are objectifying you. That makes no sense. You are literally helping us with what we want to see. You're helping it. Why else are you putting all that out there? Why do you walk around in public with your cleavage showing, with your butt hanging out the bottom of your shorts, or those tight ass workout pants that completely just shove up your ass crack, or a crop top? Or if you're on the beach, you'll show under boob and all your ass, and then have the nerve to say it's not objectifying you because you're choosing to do it. That makes no goddamn sense in the world. So if you have a problem with men looking at you and you feel like you're being objectified, why do you assist with it? Why do you assist with it? I have a 12-year-old daughter. Do you not think that sometimes she comes to me and says, Dad, can I have this shirt? And it's like a crop top, or I think it's cut too low. What do you think my answers are? When she comes to me and she wants shorts and she puts them on and they go up too high on her legs, do you think I let her get them? No, because I'm not an idiot. Respect your body, cover it up. If you don't respect your body first, why should anybody else? That makes no sense. Respect yourself first and then demand respect from other people. You can't just hide all your bad decisions behind the right of a woman's choice. There are still bad choices. You can still harm yourself. You can still disrespect yourself. It's possible. All I'm saying is do your part first before you start complaining about what other people are doing.
And the reason why catching print is pissing so many men off is because they can no longer emotionally manipulate you into dating them. Because before women had this knowledge, right? Men would take them out on dates. They would wine and dine you. They would give you whatever you want, tell you whatever you want to hear. And then when the moment comes and you are not satisfied, you then become either uncomfortable or unwilling to even say anything because you're emotionally hooked. But now Women have the ability to decide before they even talk to you of, do I want a lowercase a or no? And they don't like it because now they are being judged on something that they cannot control. Because any ugly guy thinks that he can just go to the gym and all of a sudden girls are going to like him, or that he can, get a hair transplant, or he can get his hair painted on and a beard, and, the girls are going to like him, and they're not going to leave him if they find out that he's not packing. But now, since women have autonomy over just about everything, they have their own jobs, they have their own money, they have their own cars, houses, everything. They're not even choosing to date. So the ones they are choosing to date, they're being extremely specific about it. And it requires men to be the full package, pun intended. So now they are being exposed to something they cannot control. Sucks being objectified, doesn't it?
No, it absolutely doesn't. And again, it's another woman thinking men are upset about this. They just want us upset about it. And again, they think we're upset about it because they're upset about it when it happens to them. We don't think the same. Secondly, men don't have to get hair transplants or go to the gym. They can be ugly, short, pudgy, and tiny, and bald. Actually, bald isn't even really a thing. There are young men with bald heads, but you have to shave it off. You can't keep the Coulter sack. Okay, no Coulter sack. Look, I'm bald, but I don't got the Coulter sack. Anyways, they don't need to do any of that stuff. All an ugly man needs is a fat bank account, because that's a woman's priority. Do you really think a woman's just gonna catch some print, go, oh, he's the size I like, and date him even though he's a loser or a criminal, broke ass, disrespectful? You make no sense. Women make no sense. We all know you care about our success more than our physical appearance. Another thing is, all men know you can't really tell through our pants.
Men aren't upset about being objectified. They're panicking because women are finally matching their audacity. For generations, they rated and made fun of our bodies and intelligence. If we dared care about their finances or physical appearance, we'd immediately be labeled shallow, gold digger, or toxic. And their shaming worked. We'd apologize for wanting the bare minimum. Now, we're no longer trying to be cool girls or good women. We're judging them as hard as they've always judged us. And they can't handle it. Call us crazy. What else you got? When your shaming no longer works, you've got no power left.
Oh no! Oh no! Men, what are we gonna do? They're catching print. Panic, sound the alarms. SOS, somebody help me. The women are catching print. How are we gonna move on with our lives now, men? All we have time for now is sheer panic. What is she talking about? What man is panicking right now? There is not one man panicking right now. Not one. Men know that we choose who our partners are in the first place. So the fact that women even think they can take that power away, like, oh, we're choosing the men, that's not how it works. You're not the head of the household. You're not the leader of a family. So if you're not the leader, why would you be the one deciding who is with the leader? I know this is going over some women's head, but that's how men think, because it's true. A real man knows he's choosing his partner. Yes, of course, the woman has to agree to be with the man, but in the end of the day, it's up to the man. And a lot of men feel like if a woman doesn't want to ride with me and represent me, then I don't want her. And it's that simple. So the most power that you have is, if you don't want to be with a certain man, is just be the type of woman he doesn't want. That's it. That's all the power you guys have.
I think catching print is honestly a socially significant movement. Hear me out, because it's the first time a lot of men have had to deal with the uncomfortable leering of someone looking at them when they don't fucking want it. And my thing is, if you're a woman from like 14, 15, 16, you've always dealt with men, sometimes grown fucking men, like 50, 60-year-old men, always staring at you and absolutely fucking leering over your fucking body. It's literally so uncomfortable. And I think this is the first time a lot of men have had to experience that or worry about how their bodies are perceived.
I think this is the first time that women are proud to be dodo brains. Why would any woman actually believe that men never got looked at, stared at, judged, You literally think we went through our whole history of manhood never being looked at? What the hell? Men get looked at. We know we get looked at. We just don't care. Hell, some girls don't like their men wearing sweats or basketball shorts because it's a little bit more revealing. Men honestly don't think about it. We're just trying to be comfortable. That's it. If you look, you look. If anything, if you're looking, all you're going to do is boost our ego. That's it. That's all you're going to do. I know women think like if you make fun of a man and say his pee-pee is tiny, he's going to be so pissed off. It's not true. Most of the time, it's just funny. If you do happen to have a tiny one, just go get a good career. And like I said before, these women are trying to make the men the enemy or the bad guy for looking at them, but they put their stuff on display. The only way this would be the exact same situation is if like men walked around in Speedos in the grocery store and then you started looking at our bulge and we're like, hey, stop objectifying me. Why are you looking at it? That's how ridiculous women sound. Women are literally our teammate in objectifying themselves. And a great teammate at that. Very, 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 very helpful.
In every catching print video, there is at least one man in the comment section saying, but what if you're a grower and not a shower? Do men not realize that also applies to women? Women's boobs also grow right before their menstrual cycle. And for some women, it grows quite larger, like a full cup size larger. But men would not consider that as the baseline. And this is the same scenario. Just because you can grow a little bit does not mean that the baseline changes. If you're an A, honey, you're an A.
Well, you're an A brain because your brain is really, really small. And I hope most women realize that that analogy made no sense at all. She's comparing when a man says they grow larger when they're horny or gonna have intimate encounters as the same thing as a woman saying her boobs grow during her period. During a time most men, normal men, don't even want, the good when you're on that period. And she's talking about 1 week out of the month. A man is talking about every time you need it, you need him, he will be prepared. You will not be missing anything. If she's really going to be that stupid with her analogies, she could have said, our boobs grow when we get pregnant too, but men still look at me as an A cup when I'm not pregnant. Before I blow your mind, let me ask this question. What would you expect a man to do? To be like, well, she's a B cup, but on her period, man, she's like a C cup. Really? That would make you feel better? That would really make you feel better. That makes no sense. Now, if your boobs expanded every time you got horny, maybe now you have a good analogy. Maybe now you have a good point. But if that was the case, then your hypothetical scenarios of men judging women by their boob size would be completely different, right? If boobs grew every time women got horny, obviously the perception of boob size would now change. Tard, tell me your looks are your best quality without telling me your looks are your best quality. And now, just to completely burst your bubble, men don't care about women's boob size like that. Show me a hot, good-looking girl that's small-chested and a man that's like, nah. That doesn't exist. I'm not saying there's not boob guys, but it's not as important as you girls thought. Other girls made you think that, so now you go and get boob jobs, pay all these thousands of dollars, go through the pain and suffering of recovery for no reason. Really just because what other women made you think. Now in this next clip, I'm just showing a response of a man where women said he had a small penis. And just look how he responds.
When I posted that catch and print video, I didn't think that y'all would start commenting what you think my size is, especially A minus. A minus? Minus? Minus?
They said bruh had an innie.
I'm above average, thank you. I'm gonna need a reappraisal or something. First off, it was cold in the room. You're supposed to be better than men. What happened? What happened? Y'all supposed to be better than men.
See? That's all men are gonna do. We're gonna laugh. We're gonna make sarcastic jokes. That's all that's gonna happen if you attack our PP size. We don't care. We don't care. Even if you're broke and you got a small PP, there's somebody out there that's gonna use it. Somebody. It might not be your top choice. It might not be the #1 draft pick. But, like a 4th rounder or something. But we just don't care. We don't care like women. Why would we care about something so stupid? Oh no, they're looking and judging. Oh no. Now this next clip I'm showing because it's a lady that's refusing to participate in the catching print trend. And she explains why. This lady attempted to do something to men and it was an eye-opener to her.
And when it comes to this catching print trend, I will not be partaking in it, and here is why. Now, stay with me because it's all going to connect. So a few years back, in response to being fed up with men referring to women as females, I decided to retaliate by committing to referring to men as males. And so for about a year, I put in a concerted effort where anytime I used the word man, it was male, and men, it was males. And what that year revealed to me was a few things. The first thing it revealed to me, the most alarming thing, was how much effort I had to put into rewiring my brain to refer to men as males or male, and how hard I had to work at doing it. And I wasn't perfect at it. I would often have to go back and fix it. I would say males all the time. In comparison to how easy it was for men to refer to women as females and to bounce from calling men to women females, and just it was effortless for them. That was the most alarming part of it. Now, while it did tick off men here and there, the other thing that I realized was that for the most part, men didn't really care. They did not care nearly as much as we cared. They were not offended nearly as much as we were offended. And even though a few men were offended and got annoyed at it, it definitely did not hit them to the extent that I thought it would. So, going back to this catching print trend, while it does seem cute in theory, I don't know what the goal is in objectifying and sexualizing a demographic of people who objectify and sexualize us far better to a point where it is second nature for them. You're going to pick off some men, sure. You're going to make some men fluster, make them insecure, sure. But for the most part, the demographic of men who run off of sexualization and objectification, it's going to be like meeting them at their level. And I don't see how that is going to pan out in a reaction that you're hoping it would. Because you're hoping that they'll be offended. How dare you look at me in that way? No. I don't think that's going to be the reaction you're looking for. In fact, I would hasten to bet that more men would take your catching print as a sign of interest than anything else.
She gets it. She gets it, but she gets it because of her own experience that she tried, or her experiment that she tried. First of all, let's use her example when she said she was trying to call men males. Right away, she's thinking like a female, which she would hate, right? But that's what she's thinking like. She's thinking like a woman because logically, why would a man be mad that you called him a male when a male is a man? What is the problem? There literally isn't a problem. Now, if you're calling me a female and I'm a male, now I might think there's a problem. But why would I care that you call me a male? Just like why would a woman care if she's called a female? Females are women. It's illogical, it's irrational for that to actually upset you. And if it does, to upset you so much that you're like, that's it, I'm calling them males. And again, just like women do, she projected her women feelings onto males thinking they're gonna hate it. But if she took a step back and thought logically and thought, why would they hate it? She would realize that we have no reason to hate it. So there's a huge chance that we're not gonna care. Again, I feel like women do this maybe subconsciously because they don't want to admit that maybe they're just being overly emotional and irrational or illogical. But women let their emotions lead their thoughts and their actions. That's just the way they are wired. They are nurturers. They bring love and care. Men are protectors and providers, naturally. So we naturally think more logically. Because if we let our emotions lead the way and dictate what we're going to do or what we're going to think, then we're going to make a lot of mishaps. We're going to make a lot of bad choices. And if you make bad choices, you wouldn't be a good leader. And like I said, men are the leaders. It's just the way it is. One of the things that this lady said, I agree with, but there's a huge point to why it is the truth. And that is when she said, why would you want to objectify and sexualize people or men who objectify and sexualize you way far better, right? And that's true, but I still have to point out that women help us. They assist us with it. If men assisted women in objectifying and sexualizing men, women would be way better at it too. That just makes sense. If you're going to be half naked all the time and act like it's okay, well, that helps me objectify you because you're objectifying yourself. Like I said before, if men walked around in Speedos all day long with no shirt on, trust me, women will start picking up objectifying skills. And soon enough, they will be professionals just like men are. But if you're a woman and you really have a problem with being looked at or sexually objectified, why don't you help your cause a little bit and wear some clothes? And if you have any thoughts you want to add to this video, then comment below. Tell me what you think. Do you think this catching print trend is really pissing men off? Are we now scared and panicking? Oh no, they're looking, fellas, they're looking. Everyone grab your socks. But either way, I'm still gonna need you to hit that bell like the hunchback. Also click that hitchhiker button and subscribe with me. And I'll see you on the next trip.
Day and night. Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real. All my life. Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real. Can't help keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real. That's why I keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real.